I'm going to present this is kind of a crash course, you can say, on MATLAB that will start from the very basic, and I'll talk about the details and how the programming structure work in MATLAB as we move further. So before I go into the detail, let me introduce myself. So my name is Muhammad Tayyab. I have a PhD from University Technology in Malaysia in computer science, and prior to that, I did my electrical engineering and computer system engineering from Pakistan. So my research include computer networks, embedded system, IoT, blockchain. Right now, I am mostly working on blockchain and IoT, and I have roughly 7 to 8 years of academic and industry experience here in Malaysia and in Pakistan, both combined. And I'm throughout my career, I have worked on programming, networks, embedded system, and blockchain. So previously, I have provided several MATLAB sessions on different universities in Pakistan and in Malaysia. So today's agenda is like this. This is kind of a summary more than an agenda. So first, I would like to talk about the generic information about MATLAB, what we think when we talk about MATLAB, why MATLAB was created, then what MATLAB can provide us as a user. So the extensibility, what mindset was given to develop MATLAB. And then we are going into the hands-on session where I would show you the interface and the programming structure of MATLAB itself. So I would first talk about the interface, then the basic programming structure. Inside that, we'll talk about the variables, just the basic things about the programming structure, and then how you can execute the code and what are the different formats you can create the code in MATLAB. And then a few use cases and the examples, and then what is the Simulink that we will talk about later. And after that, I'll talk about few interesting points about MATLAB and what are the other future roadmaps that you can work with MATLAB, and we'll talk about whether MATLAB is only the way we can move forward with our research or not. So with a quick Wikipedia search, you'll get this information for the MATLAB. So MATLAB stands for Mat and Lab. You can see here in the name, there are two words, Mat and Lab. Mat stands for the Matrix Laboratory, and Lab means laboratory. So Matrix Laboratory means MATLAB. You don't need to confuse it with MATLAB. That is another one, MATLAB. So that's another software. We are not talking about that. We are talking about MATLAB here. So it was developed by MathWorks. It appeared as just a basic components in late 1970s, 1971 or 1972. But the official version of MATLAB, the version 1.0, was actually released in 1980s. So after that, it continued growing, and now we have a version, I think 9 or 10, like this, 2010, 2020, the latest version. It's basically a multi-paradigm numerical computing environment. So mouthful of words. So multi-paradigm means we have a number of ways we can do programming inside MATLAB. So you might have heard of object-oriented programming. You might have heard of other programming languages types. So multi-paradigm means MATLAB actually supports multiple types of programming parameters. So we can either use object-oriented programming, we can use functional programming. So there are a number of ways you can do programming with MATLAB. So this is the environment, computing environment that MATLAB is providing. And it's a proprietary programming language, so it means it's not open source. So you might have heard of Linux and other operating systems which are open source, but like Windows, this is proprietary. So the license is not open source. You have to purchase it. If you want to share, you need a license for that. And what MATLAB allows, generally, if you see overall, MATLAB allows you to do matrix manipulations. So you can easily do matrix and vectors in MATLAB, as I'll show you further in the presentation. Then we can analyze the data by using plotting and we can apply different functions for the data to do the statistical analysis and other type of visualizations on the data. Then we can do quickly implementation of algorithms that we can call quick prototyping. And then it also provides the user interfaces that we roughly call GUI, graphical user interface, that we can easily create in MATLAB. And then MATLAB also provide easy interfacing with other programming languages. For example, you have a code in C language, you have a code in VB, you have a code in Java already created that you can easily interface, or you can create the communication with MATLAB. That's quite easy to do that. Okay, so why exactly we need MATLAB? That is an important question, why it appeared in the first place. So there were existing programming languages at the time when MATLAB was created. So at that time, there were existing languages like C++, C, Fortran, Lisp, COBOL, FoxPro, I think, was also there. So why MATLAB, right? The problem was, if you have any prior knowledge about programming, or you have seen any C or C++ code, or let's suppose Java code, those are mostly text-based languages, and the problem appear here is mainly if you want to do a quick prototyping, especially in terms of mathematics, which is basic of all engineering, we can say. So we know that mathematics is an important part of all disciplines, basically, whether we want to do data analytics, whether we want to do programming, whether we want to do, for example, data analysis, image processing, control engineering. So mathematics is an important part, and there is a huge gap between mathematics and programming. Because if you want to do any sort of mathematics in programming, let's suppose you want to create a differentiation equation or a model based on, for example, control engineering, that's quite hard to create in just basic programming language like C, C++. So if you are not familiar with any programming language, it's okay. So just keep in mind that in normal programming languages like C++, Fortran, Lisp, COBOL, or other existing programming languages, Python, it's quite hard to create mathematical models and come up with a easy solution that can evaluate your model, or you can do data analysis or data visualization on top of your program. So MATLAB exactly provides that. So that space, you can say, is covered by MATLAB. So easy, very easy prototyping with your mathematical models, especially. So you can do matrix and vector processing very easily. I'll show you in a minute. And then algebra, which is again one of the hard thing to do with other programming languages, that's quite easy to do with MATLAB. Then data visualization, we have number of tools in data visualization with MATLAB that were not present previously with the current programming languages like Python. We have various libraries like pandas or NumPy that can be used for easy data visualizations. But previously, because these libraries were not available, so MATLAB covered that also, that part of the programming and mathematics gap. And then control engineering itself, it's quite a hard field. That's why it's actually called rocket science. So it's very easy to create models and do your complete engineering models within MATLAB and simulate the results, or actually interface your system, your computer with the real-time sensors and get the results. And then at the last, we can say MATLAB is really good to do a quick prototyping. If you want to create a quick prototype of your engineering sample, of your programs, of your mathematical models, so for that, MATLAB is a very good option. So this was the gap where we exactly needed MATLAB. So moving forward, so other than that, what MATLAB can exactly do for us in terms of functionality and where we can exactly use MATLAB. There are a number of fields like AI, machine learning. You must have heard of these names. or you must be, I think, attached to these names nowadays. So dealing with matrices, 2D, 3D plotting, so basically data visualization, algebra, that actually include both numerical and symbolic mathematics, by the way. And statistical analysis, data analysis, data science jobs nowadays are quite at a peak. So that you can do in MATLAB. And then if you want to do some basic integration, differentiation, or even advanced one, you can do that with the MATLAB. And then data analysis or curve fitting tools that MATLAB also provides. So practically, we can say that on various fields we can use MATLAB, especially in engineering and mathematical fields like signal processing, communication, image processing, that's digital image processing, or even machine learning, control systems, trust and measurements. That's also important in control engineering. And even if you want to do computational finance, the time series data you want to do, that you can also do with the MATLAB. So here is one, you can say just a picture of a model that has been simulated using MATLAB, showing various stress points in the system.